Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen. I'm Yaya. I'm Kelly with Yaya Simple Living. And today we are going to be using the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving. And we are going to can up some Cran Raspberry Juice Concentrate. Okay, so what I have here is some cranberries that I bought at the store. I have 4.5 pounds of cranberries. And then I also have some frozen raspberries, 24 ounces that I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rinse up all the raspberry or cranberries, sort through them, make sure that there's no bad ones in there. And then I'm going to put them in this big pot that I have here with between 16 and 20 cups of water. And then I'm going to bring them to a boil. And when the cranberries boil, you can actually hear them pop. So let me get that started. And okay, so I've got my water in my pot here. And I'm going to empty all my cranberries. It's easier to sort through them when they're still frozen. Okay, so here is 3 bags of the cranberries. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and rinse these off. Whoops. There's one that doesn't look particularly great. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and transfer them into the pot. Oop. There's a big clump of ice here. Okay. Like what's that one? Okay. So let me get the rest of these done and then the raspberries. All right, so I have all of my berries in the pot and I have my pot going. So this is going to take a while for them to, I want to bring them to a boil and let them, all the cranberries are going to pop open. And that's when all of the water will be able to extract all of the juice out of the flesh. And that is a raspberry. I also put my raspberries in here as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add 4 more cups of water to this just to be on the safe side. Okay, and I'm going to leave it to boil and I will come back and show you what it's like when it is boiling. So I don't know if you remember, but cranberries are a superfood. It's really good for you if you have like urinary tract infections or anything like that. Drink some cranberry juice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to can this up in pints. The Cran Raspberry Juice, I'll can it up in pints, and then when I make it, I can just pour the pint into a half-gallon jar with the amount of sugar that I want, so that way I can control the sugar. And then I'll be able to have Cran Raspberry Juice on my shelf stable. So happy Canuary. I'll be back. I'm just going to let you go then. All right, guys, we're back. So our raspberries and cranberries have been boiling for 5 minutes. So now I am going to turn the heat off and let me show you what we're going to do. Let me set you up here. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. All right, so you can see that. Okay. So I have a, whoops, let me move this. All right, so I have a bowl here. If I can get it off. Okay, I have a bowl here with a colander in it. So, and then I'm gonna put just this flour sack towel over the top of that. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to start spooning the cranberries and raspberries into this flour sack towel. Oops. Okay. And then what's going to happen once I get this all in here, I'm just straining out the pieces because I don't want pulp in my juice. And then I'm going to hang it and let it drain for 2 hours. So let me do that, and as soon as I'm ready to hang it, I will be back. All right, so I have it hanging over here. Let me see if I can turn some light on. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this drain through for 2 hours, and then we will go from there. And I'm gonna strain out the rest of this as best I can and hang up another one on another cabinet. Okay, bye, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I have that one hung up, dripping, and I have this one hung up, dripping. So I will leave them to drip for 2 hours, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna come in here and squeeze them in a little while, just to help them along. And then I have this much in my pot. So the next step is, once I get all of this strained, we're gonna come back, we're going to bring it to a simmer, we're gonna bring it to 190 degrees, and we're gonna let it sit there for 5 minutes. We don't want it to boil again. We just want it to be 190 degrees for 5 minutes. That's gonna pasteurize it. And then we'll be ready to put it in our jars and can it, water bath can it, so that it's shelf stable. Okay guys, I'm back. It's been 2 hours. So these are still hanging. I have gotten some more juice off. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to, let me move this here, set you guys up. Hopefully, yeah. So I'm gonna take this off. And I'm going to empty now you can save the cranberry, the pulp and stuff, and make like a cranberry relish. I am not doing that. You can, if you have chickens, you can give the pulp to the chickens and turn the pulp into eggs. I am just gonna get rid of the pulp. So we do that, and then I'll pour all the extra juice into my pot. Oops. So as you can see, let's see here. You want to use an old towel. These towels actually are flour sack towels, so I only use them for this, so I don't expect to be able to use them again. Okay guys, I'm back. Okay, so here's all of our juice in the pot. We're going to bring this to a boil. Or I'm sorry, we're gonna bring this to 190 degrees. We do not want it to boil. And once it reaches 190, we're gonna keep it at 190 for 5 minutes. Then we're gonna turn it off, and we're gonna ladle it into our hot jars. And then we are going to water bath can it. And we're gonna process, you can do pints or quarts. Either one has to be processed for 15 minutes. And we are not going to add sugar now, because when we make the juice concentrate, we can add sugar then. Anywhere between 1/3 and 1/2 a cup of sugar for a 1/2 gallon. Okay, so I will see you back when we are ladling into our jars. All right, so we have our jars here, and I'm going to fill them up. I'm going to fill each jar to 1/4 inch of headspace. I'm trying to move my jar over here so I don't get juice everywhere. I have my water bath canner heating up because I'm using hot liquid, hot jars, and I would like the temperatures all to be the same. All right, so there is our juice concentrate. Look how beautiful that is. It's so clear. Okay, so let me, ooh, it's hot. We put a lid on this. So we're gonna put a lid on it. and put the ring on finger tight, and then it's going to come over here, and it's going to go into our water bath canner. So let me get the rest of these done and then I'll be back. All right guys, so I have enough to make 11 pints of concentrate, and I had enough left over to have another a little over a pint, so I can make some juice out of this and put in my refrigerator. So all right, so I will let you know as soon as they come out. So I'm gonna bring these to a rolling boil, and then once it hits a rolling boil, I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna process these for 15 minutes. When the timer goes off, I'll turn it off and take the lid off and let them sit in there for another 5 to 10 minutes before I take them out. So I will be back. And this is actually great. So I don't know if I told you guys, but if you have kids, this is wonderful for making juice for them. You don't have to use cranberries. You can do this with grapes. You can do this with apples, pears, whatever kind of juice you're looking for. You just need to strain it. You're gonna cook it down, chop it up, cook it down, and then strain it with either cheesecloth, or I like to use these flour sack towels that you get at Sam's Club. And you can get them in like the food, like the professional, where they have all the chafing dishes and things like that. So you can get the flour sack towels and then just strain your juice out and then can it for 15 minutes. All right, so I will be back when we get these out of the canner. All right, guys, we are back. We got all of our Cran Raspberry juice out of the canner. Let me show you how beautiful it is. There you go. There you go. Isn't that pretty? Let me turn on light. Let's look. Look at how clear it is. No sediment. It looks beauteous. So we're going to leave it. And then it sets for, we have to leave it set for 12 hours. And then we can put it on the pantry shelf. So remember, you can do this with any kind of fruit. You can do it with berries, apples, pears, whatever kind of juice you want. And then you get to control the sugar that's in your juice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. And go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section on what other videos you'd like to see or what kind of juice you guys are going to be making. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. So I thought I would show you how I'm going to make this up. So this is the extra juice that I had, and I have a half-gallon mason jar here. So I'm just going to pour the juice in. And I'm going to fill the rest with water, but I am going to add sugar. So I'm going to start with 1/3 cup of sugar because I'm not sure how much sugar I want. And you can use like coconut sugar if you want. I'm just using regular sugar. And I'm just going to fill it the rest of the way with water. And then we'll mix it up and we'll give it a taste test. But again, like I said, if you have grapes, you can use grapes. You can use apples, pears, any kind of berries. Blueberries would be good. So this way, you can control the sugar that your kids have. So, which, is nice. I don't have any ice, so I'm going to have to just try it. Let me rinse this off before I set it down. Okay, so let me try it and I'll let you know. All right, here we go. Okay. Let me turn this this around here. Yeah, that needs more sugar. Definitely needs more sugar. Ooh, it's tart. It is tart. But anyway, so there you go, guys. Make your own juice at home. And again, just so you know, the book that I used is the Ball Book of Home Preserving. I got this on Amazon, but it's got all kinds of great recipes. They're all USDA approved. So, all right, so if you have any questions or anything, there's the cranberry juice recipe. You guys, I just mixed it with Sprite. So good. It's like a spritzer. Oh, it's lovely. I love it. You guys have to try this.